Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late April, moving into early May 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Saggies. Let's get it going, my gods. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic. Let's see what's going on. For my good dear friends, please. There's a lot happening in the zodiac these days. Lots of strong energies afoot. So yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy. Late April into early May. What's going on for my good friends, please? Guys and spirit team, there were lots of really intense spiritual energy around your reading last week, and I want to see if that continues. Hey, we got our good friend Mr. Bookhead. It's been quite a while since he showed up in a Saggy reading, and it does fit the theme of what I've been seeing with the other fire signs, so we always love when he comes and pays us a visit, right? If you're a long-time watcher, you know all about this card. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about our pal here, Mr. Bookhead. I've been seeing this page-like, knowledge-based type of energy in every single fire sign reading this week at the front end. Now, we see our pal here, and I always say he's my favorite. He just makes me chuckle. This person has a book for a damn hat, books for a necklace, books in their arm, books all over the place. So, of course, the first thing that we could really focus on is something around knowledge. So, knowing that a lot of Sagittarians are very, very much philosophical individuals and are really stimulated by the amount of information that they can pull in. It's like once a Sagittarius wants to learn about something, they're going to dive down that rabbit hole to the very end. So when I see this page-like type of energy, it could speak about you learning something or learning new things. Page energy is also just, not just with learning, it's also a big part of communication and just any new cycle. So for a lot of you, you could be moving into a brand new, fresh cycle with Mr. Bookhead here. I always say with him, it could be communication as well. It doesn't feel super defensive to me. I do feel for a lot of you it is something around mental stimulation, whether good, bad, or indifferent, but there could be communication involved as well. We're just going to put him right there. He could chill out. Let's get into tarot, and we'll see if this page energy continues to show. And yeah, I always say the first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get the 3 cards in the upright, and we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. And yeah, while we get this ready, let's talk about last week's reading. I did say there was a lot of spiritual, energetic depth in the reading last week, and that was very true. The reading was titled A Massive Omen, and it showed up multiple times within the reading that for a lot of Sagittarians, pardon me, a little bit of a tongue twister there, that your guides, spirit team, angels could be trying to communicate with you, whether they're moving you towards something or warning you about something. The signs and omens are very important. And I did say for some of you, like, yeah, you're going to have a very clear one from spirit soon if you haven't had one recently. So we'll see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get 3 cards for Saggy. What's going on here? Quick. Super quick. Okay, waiting on something possibly. That's big karmic energy as well. So that makes sense with the spiritual tie that we've been seeing. This is universal type of energy. We'll see. I mean, it's a little delayed, so you could be holding off on something as well. A couple more. Queen of Wands, that could represent you. Remember, it's not gender specific, so don't get all hung up on that. Let's get one more here for the Saggies. I like it. I like the Queen of Wands in that position. One more. Late April, early May. Okay, 10 of Swords. Now, I will say this, Saggy, the Leos had this in the exact same position in their reading this week as well. So you got it too. But yours feels quite different than how it felt in the Leo reading, because there could be something that you either have been healing from for quite a while. Maybe you're helping somebody else heal. That 10 of Swords doesn't feel as nerve-wracking to me as it did within the Leo reading. So let's go through I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, obviously, I'm sure for a bunch of you too, this is the first one that's really attracting our attention. But when I look at the big ball of wax, there's like some competing energies going on, because it's like I'm waiting, I'm holding off. Then the card of self-confidence, then the Ten of Swords for a portion of you, all these different elements with the earth, the fire, the air. They could be playing different roles in whatever situation you're going through, whether they're completely separate situations or just all balled up into one. But let's go through and see how they all play together like a puzzle. So position number one, we have the Seven of Pentacles. You see that individual, they're standing there by that plant and they're like waiting on something. So for a lot of Saggies in this time, maybe your patience is being tested with something, or maybe you're just waiting mode with something, right? Whether it's a person, whether it's a work thing, you name it. For a portion of you, maybe you're chilling when it comes to spending, or you're not really doing much. This is a card of somebody not doing much, okay? But I do say it could also be frustrating sometimes as well. Now, it could also link to gardening and nature. That's the interesting thing with tarot cards, is they could be so many different areas and spectrums of life. But a big thing with this card, I already mentioned it, it's karmic. This person, it's like you reap what you sow. What you put forth, you get back in return. So this person is kind of waiting on that karmic boomerang to bring those rewards in. So we'll see, especially with the Ten of Swords here, there could be something about karmic cycles showing up, and we'll want to dig into that further. Either that or your patience is being tested. Now, I did also say, with the way all these energies are playing already, with the waiting, then the card of self-confidence and the Ten of Swords, some of you could really be healing from something, okay? Whether it's like really, really old or whether it's fresh, there is something about going through some sort of healing process. But position number two, we have the Queen of Wands. Now, you are a fire sign, and I already said it's not gender specific, so this card could easily represent you or another fire sign. The Queen of Wands, as with all queens, represents the internal aspects of her suit. So this card is fiery, it's passionate, it's about action and forward movement. So when I see the Queen of Wands, I think of kind of how somebody feels about themselves and something about their internal combustion. So for some of you, like maybe you're feeling a little zapped, maybe you're not feeling a little too much energetic, maybe you're feeling a little bit deflated in this time. I know a lot of Saggies, usually very energetic people, so watch your energy levels whenever the Queen of Wands is here. Be kind to yourself whenever the Queen of Wands shows up as well, because once again, she is a card about how someone views themselves. This to me is a very attractive card. It's beautiful, it's sexy, it's just very vibrant. So if you're not in that energy, if you're in the opposite realm, Spirit could just be asking you to be kind to yourself. Now, in my simplistic style, it could easily just tell us something that's coming towards you when we clarify it, a way you might be feeling when we clarify it. We'll just have to see what's up. But I do feel like they all link together in an odd way too. Like they could be separate, but in a weird way, they all link together. So moving to the back end, this card is pretty much self-explanatory if you know about tarot. We have the Ten of Swords. Now, don't get too nervous about it. Remember, they're just cards. They're just energies. Every human being has had Ten of Swords moments, okay? And I do say that it varies. It could be something not super intense, something pretty minor, but at the same time, it could be quite major. This card is a bit of a bummer. It's not one of the nicer cards in the whole entire deck. It could represent endings, it could represent loss, it could represent pain, it could represent sickness, it could represent injury, all that stuff. It's like rock bottom type of energy. So whether you're helping somebody that's in these energies, or this is something that you've gone through and experienced that's coming up to the surface with the Ten of Swords, we'll just have to see how it all plays out. Now, the one thing I always say with the Ten of Swords, it always gives the vibe of there's nowhere to go but up. So that's always a good thing, especially with the energy we see surrounding. And I do feel for a lot of you, if this isn't your energy, it's someone you're connected to that really needs some healing to go through. Now, healing is a word that's cast through a lot of different spiritual channels, and it's not simple. You know, saying the word healing, it's like, all right, well, you're talking about healing. How do we do it? That's something we could get into further if it keeps coming up. But I want to dive deeper on all of it, Saggy. Let's jump in and clarify. Get a good shuffle here. See what we got for the Saggies, please. Guides and Spirit team. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Seven of Pentacles. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. You will not be stepping on my toes. So let's go in on that Seven of Pentacles here. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, just waiting on things to mellow out. Another Queen energy, so there is a lot of internal energy in the mix here. For a lot of you, this could be a really good sign in regards to the monetary, anything material. So like the home, the family, any situations involving your living situation or your money. This could be really good. I feel for a portion of you might be saving up for something big. If you are not, Spirit could be asking you to like stash a little money for a rainy day. Take that message if it hits for you. But when I see the Queen of Pentacles, she is very abundant. This is goddess energy, very similar to the Empress. So she does represent blessings, but it's very slow. So for a portion of you, there could be something that's moving forward a little bit slow, or something that's taking a little bit of time. That's okay though, because with all this Pentacle energy, especially with the karmic connotations, I do feel for a lot of you, things are going to shift in your favor, even if it takes a little bit. I feel like for a good portion of you, if you've experienced Ten of Swords recently, or even if it's something that you still feel from the past, it will get better. Everything will be okay. I feel like I need to give that message. But once again, these karmic energies, I'm going to see how it links with the Ten of Swords as well. I do feel like they are in play. So for a portion of you, you might be going through a big time of change, like karmic shift, karmic change and metamorphosis. And change isn't always easy. Okay, let's keep moving forward. This Ten of Swords, I did say, doesn't feel as devastating on the back end as it did in like the Leo reading. So for a portion of you, this could just be growing pains of some sort. Let's keep moving over to the Queen of Wands. Let's see why the Queen of Wands is here. I don't want to get too hung up on anything. So let's see what the Queen of Wands has to say. We'll talk more about that 10 when we get to it. Thank you. Okay. All right. So whether this is you or somebody else, it could be a little bit sour. You might be tempted in this time to focus on what you don't have as opposed to what you do. These aren't the nicest energies in the center. There could be someone you're connected to that they are feeling angry, upset, or bitter. Okay, when I see the Six of Cups in reverse underneath this Queen of Wands, whether this is how you're looking at somebody where it's like, oh, I don't even want to think about that person, or how somebody's like thinking about you, it's not looking at the other person too kindly. It feels pretty aggressive. So just know there might be someone in your midst, especially someone where there's an important soul tie, where they're not looking upon you too nicely. All right, they might be angry, upset, mad, or vice versa, right? Like in this time, you might be thinking about past hurts, past pains. A lot of these things could be coming up to the surface for the Sagittarius collective. It doesn't necessarily have to be things that have just happened right now or recently. I feel like in this time, the tough memories, the rough memories could resurface. So keep that in mind. Okay, it doesn't always have to be connected to an individual either. I felt overall there is this skewed energy towards like falling into a bit of pessimism. So, and I know, once again, I know tons of Saggies, very lighthearted individuals with great senses of humor, but we're all human, right? There are things that we've been through that we don't like to think about. And I do feel like this energy could come bubbling up. Let's keep moving. I don't want to linger there. It just feels very heavy. Feels very heavy. Once again, could be a healing journey of some sort too. That could be in the mix. So let's see why that Ten of Swords is here. And we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. So why is the Ten of Swords in the mix? Thank you. Yeah, Two of Wands. Like, is it over yet? Is it over? When is this feeling going to go away? When's this pain going to go away? For some of you, beware of making the wrong choice or wrong move in this time. This could be someone that either one feels like they have made a mistake or is afraid to make a mistake. Okay, I'm feeling a lot of different energies rushing over me here on the back end with this Ten of Swords, Two of Wands. Now, the Two of Wands could also represent planning and strategy. That's why I'm saying when it's clarifying this Ten of Swords, it's like someone saying, I don't want to screw this up. I don't want to make the wrong move. I don't want to make the wrong choice. So there could be a sense of analysis paralysis going on for some of you where you're like thinking about a situation or what you have to do so much where it's like, all right, well, what the hell do I even do? How can I get the best possible outcome here? I don't want to make the same as what we're seeing here in the middle and the back end. Beware of mistakes in one form or another. Now, remember, this could be someone else's energy. It doesn't have to be yours. This could just be how someone you're connected to is feeling like, oh, I messed up. Oh, I made the wrong choice. Oops, I made a mistake. It's just giving me that vibe here on the back end. Okay. Or I'm also someone that doesn't want to put their own foot in their mouth. I don't know why that phrase came out either, but this is a bit of a rough energy here on the back end. I feel for the vast majority of you, if you are in this energy in the front, calm, patient, letting something elapse, letting something work itself out. This is a much better energy than what we have coming up here on the back end, because it feels much more sporadic, the fire-air combination on the back end. Let's go through and do a quick recap here, Saggy, because it's like we have really good energy, and then we have energy that could be seen as quite rough. But let's go through before the shadow card. Position number 1, we have the 7 of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. There's energy around you saving up for a big purchase or just stashing money away. Maybe Spirit wants you to do that. Good material vibes here, like someone who said there's good money flow here. I really do like it. But at the same time, you might be in waiting mode in regards to something. Or you might just need to be patient. That's something Spirit's saying, like, all right, well, this energy will resolve. It might take a little while, though. Moving to the center, we have the Queen of Wands with the 6 of Cups in reverse. Whether this is how you're feeling towards someone or how someone's feeling towards you, there's a bit of bitterness here in the center. There could be a draw to think about things negatively in this time, or looking at things that you don't have as opposed to what you do. I'm also getting the vibe that someone here could be a little upset. Okay, whether they're upset with something from years and years ago or something fresh. It's like angry, upset, mad. Moving to the back end, and there's also this vibe of someone feeling like they messed up or made a mistake. We have the 10 of Swords with the 2 of Wands. Now, for a portion of you, you might not want to mess something up, where it's like, okay, I don't want to mess this up, or oops, I messed that up. That could be how someone else is feeling as well, or someone feeling like they made the wrong move. Okay, like that's straight up like, all right, that didn't go according to plan. So do with this energy what you will. And I did also say for some of you, you might be having analysis paralysis, where you're just thinking about something too much. So keep that in mind. Please take a screenshot. Let's get into the shadows here for you. See what's in the shadows for Saggy, please, my guides and spirit team. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards can be a good thing sometimes. I'm hoping it is this time. What do we got in the shadows for Saggy? Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love and appreciation for all my members. I really do. Let's get you one. What do we got in the shadows for Saggy? Quick. Okay, yeah, 4 of Swords. So very similar to what I was already picking up and feeling. I feel like it links into this energy we have here in the front. The 4 of Swords is a card of taking a rest, taking a break, recharging the batteries. So for a portion of you, you might need to let something rest for a little bit, right? If something's frustrating you, if something's upsetting you, or you're feeling any of these feelings that we're already describing, the 4 of Swords is like, all right, you need a little break, Sag. You like, just be easy on yourself, be kind to yourself, love yourself. That's a big thing with this 4 of Swords as well. Now, for a portion of you, this could link to your spirituality, meditation, deep state. For a portion of you, this could all be about your sleep, rest, recuperation. It's really intense how much lack of sleep can affect people as well. So keep that in mind. Like if you haven't been getting a lot of rest, you haven't been getting good sleep, you might really want to remedy that in one way or another, whether it's like seeing a medical professional or other routes. Like you need your rest and recuperation. But if we're talking about one situation in general, the 4 of Swords is very clear. It's like, okay, be patient, give it time. It will resolve itself. Be kind to yourself, give yourself a break. Okay, straight up. So yeah, simple message right there, Saggy. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the April subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar and schedule at mastermetaphysics.com. And if you got your name in for the March subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced on April 1st. But for the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot in Wonderland. It's one of my favorite decks. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you had to switch your zodiac sign, which sign would you choose to be out of the whole 12? So if you do that, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. And I'll see you soon.